In this example, we are going to practice finding standard deviation when we are given some data points. You have previously learned that standard deviation is the square root of the summation of x minus x bar squared divided by n minus 1. So we're going to take this one thing at a time to achieve that standard deviation for these 4 data points. So the first step when you are finding standard deviation would be to find the mean. The mean is indicated by the x bar, and we would add our data values together and divide by how many we have. In this case, 28 divided by 4 gets us a mean of 7. Our next step, sometimes it's nice to organize your information in a table. So that's what we will do here. The x is just referring to your data values, 6, 5, 9, and 8. And then the x minus x bar column, you're taking your data value minus the mean. Each data value minus the mean in that order. Notice some will come out positive here, some will come out negative. And what you can do at this point is if you add those deviations together, you should always get a sum of 0. If you don't get a sum of 0, you will want to go back and check some work. So now what we do in that third column is we take the result from the second column and we square it. So with negative values, you want to be careful to put that negative value in a parentheses and then square. So negative 1 squared is 1, negative 2 squared is 4, 2 squared is 4, 1 squared is 1. So these values, since you're squaring, should always come out positive. And then you're going to add those values together. In this case, those add to 10. So that addition portion, after you've added those together, that represents the summation. The sigma just represents summation of x minus x bar squared. That's what you've calculated there. So if you revisit the standard deviation formula listed, notice we need to divide by n minus 1, and then lastly, we will take the square root. So our next step is to take the 10 that we found and divide by n minus 1. Our n is 4. N is just talking about the number of data points that you have. So we want 10 divided by 4 minus 1. Now, if you are using MyLab and Mastering, what they will instruct you to do is round at this point. So if you're looking at 10 divided by 3, it's a repeating decimal, and we can round it to 3.33. So then to calculate the standard deviation, you would take the square root of that 3.33, and that would be approximately 1.82. So the standard deviation for those 4 values is approximately 1.82.